we've been hearing in the partnerships, community partnerships, is just how you can do so much more when it's just you. And so collectivising is just a very powerful mechanism for making a big impact. And then being able to share that collective impact like we're doing today then amplifies it even more because it inspires and people take away with them such really good ideas. So I'm really happy to be able to introduce Jenny Lee Schombok because she's working on that collective collaboration from first wave to ground swell. Take 3 from the sea.
Thanks very much for the intro and thanks for joining me. I know I'm the only thing standing between you and drinks tonight, so I hope I can inspire you over the next little while about our really interesting project that we've managed to get underway at Take 3 for the Sea. Take 3 is a charity. We've been operating for 13 years and we started on the Central Coast of New South Wales with 3 founders who started picking up 3 bits of litter. And they thought 7, 5, and then one of the ladies, Mandy, had a son and he always had a surfboard under one arm. So they were like 3. Let's make it 3. And not just us collecting 3 pieces, but imagine if everybody actually collected 3 pieces of litter, what kind of an impact we'd be able to have. And we'll be able to get all of this litter out of the ocean so it doesn't have the impact on the marine life and the environment. So they started Take 3 as a movement and they started going into schools and educating kids in schools, doing litter audits, talking to the kids, and the kids would then go home and have the conversation with their families and parents and pester their parents when they're out and about to pick up 3 bits of litter as well. It started from there and then we started working with councils and corporates. We still very much work with youth. We've got a youth summit in Dubbo in a couple of weeks' time. We've partnered with Hawaii Tourism at the moment and they're actually taking some youth over to Hawaii to attend a youth summit over there on ocean conservation, which is really cool. So my name's Jenny Lee. I'm Head of Partnerships with Take 3 for the Sea. I've been with the organisation for 3 years and how it all started for me, I've worked in tourism for 30 years and I'm a kayaker, I paddled down the Danube 2,500 kilometres from Germany all the way to the Black Sea. About 11 years ago now, and that trip, I lived in the kayak, so it's an organised paddle. It's called Tour International Danubian, and it's run by volunteers, and it's to create peace, harmony and friendship between all of those countries on the Danube. And as we paddled through different countries, it was really quite shocking, the amount of litter that you would see in some places along the river and also in some areas where, you know, the waste trucks would actually come and just tip the waste straight into the river. And that got me thinking about waste and litter. A little while later, I was really lucky to get a dream job, which was Tourism and Marketing Manager for the Kingdom of Tonga. And in the interview, one of the ladies from Tonga, Papiloa, said to me, "Jenny Lee, you look lovely. We'd love to have you in Tonga, but what are you going to do about the rubbish?" And at the time, I thought that's a really strange question for a tourism and marketing manager's role. But now I know that, you know, in life we end up on a journey of where we're meant to be. And I've ended up here at Take 3 to help create the change in terms of litter in the environment. And I started as operations manager with Take 3 and then moved over to partnerships and started thinking about tourism relies on beautiful, pristine destinations, but nobody in the tourism industry was having a conversation about litter. And I wanted to start that conversation. I wanted to find out, did they have a position on litter? Because it actually impacts them a lot. Did they have challenges? Did they feel that it's a challenge for the tourism industry? So we were able to apply for a grant through the EPA, looking at how we could bring the tourism industry together and take them on a journey along the EPA's Own It and Act framework. In tourism, there's a slogan that's been used for over 30 years, and that's tourism is everybody's business. And they use that slogan to get restaurants and all sorts of different ancillary businesses to realise that they are part of the tourism industry as well. So we said, rightio, litter is actually everybody's business too. So we were successful in obtaining a grant, and for the first stage of the project, the first wave, we started by surveying the New South Wales tourism industry. We partnered with New South Wales National Parks and also Outdoors New South Wales and ACT to actually work with their accredited tour operators and bring them in for workshops as well. So we gathered the data through the surveys. We actually hosted face-to-face workshops and some online workshops, because part of that was through that COVID shutdown as well. And from that information, we were able to obtain a whole lot of thoughts and concerns from the industry. Oh. Shut down. There we go. No. Okay. So tourism brings with it the real risk of spoiling our natural and beautiful holiday destinations. And globally, a little bit of data, over 35 million tonnes of solid waste is generated per year by visitors. 80% of all tourism takes place in coastal areas. In New South Wales, over 25,000 tonnes of visitor litter actually gets left behind. And they think that tourists create almost twice as much potential litter as residents. So with the First Wave project, we spoke to the operators via the survey, we ran the workshops, and from the information that we managed to obtain from them, we were able to put together a visitor economy litter prevention strategy. And initially when we started putting that together at the end of last year's project, it was going to be for national parks and for Outdoors New South Wales, but we thought, you know what, this is such fabulous information that we've got, we can actually put this plan together for the entire tourism industry, and next year look at getting more partners on board and taking this project further, because we were right. Litter and removing litter from the environment is a huge challenge for the tourism industry, and they're ready to step up and take ownership for the challenge and incorporate education and inspiration to remove litter at all levels of their businesses. So from the workshops last year, we also put together a toolkit of resources for tourism operators. And these were the things that we talked about with them. Some of it's like storytelling into their commentary, and not necessarily about don't be a tosser or don't throw something away, but the impact that that then has on the marine life, and weaving it into a really nice story so people feel and understand how special a place is and how important it is for them to leave it even more pristine than when they arrived. So we went back to the EPA this year and were able to obtain some additional funding to take it to the next level. Last year we had 80 tourism businesses participate. We've got a fabulous video, which unfortunately we weren't able to show today, but showcasing all of the outcomes and impacts with the businesses that participated. One of the operators is a kids camp in the Royal National Park, and they were having about 300 or 400 children go through every week, and they'd been using the plastic knives and forks and cutlery, and we got them back to actually using the trays and the permanent cutlery. They also hadn't thought about actually making collecting litter fun and a game for the kids, so they've now implemented all of these new activities and things based about positive engagement with the kids, and got some really good outcomes. We also worked really closely with Glenworth Valley, a horse riding operation on the Central Coast, that had issues around recycling in some of their events and festivals and things, and they've now actually created a whole lot of new recycling opportunities that have saved them money and also minimised a whole lot of challenges that they had. What we found bringing the industry together and running these workshops was that they actually learnt from each other, and quite often, you know, the one challenge that one of them had would help somebody else somewhere else. We had a motel in Candos in country New South Wales that had all these solutions in terms of recycling, and the guy from Glenworth Valley was, oh my gosh, that's exactly the problem I've got, and they were able to jump on that too. So what we've been able to do is capture all of that into the toolkit and provide that to all of the tourism businesses in New South Wales. It was 80 businesses participated last year. This year we now have taken on board new partners. We've got our two partners from last year back on board, Outdoors New South Wales and ACT, as well as National Parks. But this year we also managed to bring on board Destination New South Wales, who are spreading that word even further. And we've also got a consumer component to the program as well, because it's not just about educating and inspiring the tourism businesses to take ownership and work out how we can tackle this problem together. But it's about educating and inspiring the visitors that come to be able to take action as well. And so we've got a Take 3 for New South Wales campaign around that, which the operators can all utilise. We also brought on board Caravan and Camping Industry Association of New South Wales. After the lockdowns, domestic tourism has gone gangbusters and lots of people have hit the road in their caravans going around Australia. So that has increased the waste and the issue with litter and waste at caravan parks. So CCIA were really happy to jump on board and look at how can we actually tailor some solutions for their industry as well. The EPA are really liking the project because it's the first time it's actually been looked at as an industry and then also a sector perspective. There's 7 different sectors within the tourism industry: accommodation, transport, tour operators. So as well as trying to inspire and engage the industry to work together, you can also then do work on a sector-specific basis as well, like what we're doing with Caravan and Camping Industry. We also brought on board the Walsh Group that do both inbound tourism and outbound tourism, and AAT Kings, who have now started looking at having beach cleanups as part of their regular trips up to Cairns, and also providing education on board the buses. So there's lots of little simple things that can happen to really start the ball rolling in terms of inspiration, education and action to help reduce litter and waste. We worked with the EPA Foundation, which is the 6 litter prevention strategies. And as part of the project, we run an inspiration workshop initially and then a litter lab where we actually help the tourism operators to develop just a 1-page action plan of what they can do within their business to make a difference. And that could be, running beach cleanups, educationals for their team members, or it could be how are they going to minimise their plastic utilisation and how are they going to minimise the litter that they're actually producing as an organisation. So far, with Ground Swell, this part of the project, we've had 110 businesses registered for this year. We've still got another 6 months to go, so our target's 150, but we're actually looking at ways that we can continue to roll out this project ongoing and work with the industry to have it industry funded so it's a continuation. We've got 8 regional hubs. We've found as we start getting out there talking about the project, by bringing in the local councils and bringing in teams from different arenas within council has been crucial to the success of the project. With councils, we find a lot of success working with the tourism representative, the economic development representative and the waste team and bringing them all into the conversation. And we've found that naturally hubs have actually evolved and we then run workshops for each of the regions. So we've had Coffs Harbour, Candos, Sutherland Shire, a whole range of different hubs evolve where they're continuing the story and the action. We're also working towards establishing a visitor litter base for New South Wales so that all of this work that the industry do can be measured in the future, so that there's actually a starting point in terms of that visitor litter and then any action that's taken can be measured against that. As Jackie Walsh from our steering committee said, as tourism operators, we have a responsibility. We need to protect the future sustainability of the environment and of our businesses. And that is Take 3's First Wave and Ground Swell project in a nutshell. So thank you for listening to me this evening and any questions?
Does anyone have any questions? Gotta be one. Yes.
Just a bit curious. So you said Candos, which is in the Western New South Wales.
Ralston, Candos, Mudgee, yeah.
So you're pitching just waste reduction, or you're looking at how Take 3 for the sea there? And I'm just wondering how that works.
Nice. Good question. Take 3, when we first started operating 13 years ago, we were very much Take 3 for the sea. But what we realised as we started operating, we've kind of pared back and most of the time use Take 3 these days. But we have a program as well which is called Saltwater to Freshwater, because it's really important that that message gets upriver as well, because all rivers lead to the sea. And so we work with inland communities as well. We've done work in Wilcannia and Broken Hill, and yeah, so it's not just the sea. And it's, you know, a shopping centre at Penrith where something gets blown out of a bin, ends up in the drainage system, ends in the river system, and it all flows through to the sea and has its impact. But yeah, good question. And we've found, so Candos was a really good example. We had one of the motels there come on board for a workshop, and she was like, oh, you know, I'm the chair of the business chamber for the region. So she then went off and inspired all of the other business chamber members to be able to come on board and get inspired as well. So it's about starting the conversation and then building the hubs to get that action.
Question down the front.
We were just talking about data and how important data is. Can you just talk a little bit about what you do with the data? Because you're collecting data when people actually pick up their bits, because they pick it up individually, but it's about that collectivising of data, isn't it?
Absolutely, totally. So with any of the activities, so as part of the Ground Swell program, we actually get the tourism operators to do a litter audit of an area that they operate. So it could be the car park of where their tour starts, it could be a part of a track, and they actually do an audit of the litter there, and any litter then collected on cleanups and events, because we're getting them to then, you know, we've got kayak operators that have started competitions that people, you know, collect the litter out of the river and put it on the front of the kayak when they get back and compete against each other. That all goes into the Australian Marine Debris litter database, so that all of the litter collected in New South Wales is then measured collectively, which is vital to be able to, you know, set strategy and implement action for the future.
More? Yeah, this will be the last question.
Thanks, Jenny Lee. I'm Helen Spittle from Victoria. As a beach walker, I have never seen more face masks wash up on our beaches in Victoria, in addition to everything else. And I missed the first bit of your presentation, so you might forgive me if you've already covered this, but are you talking with other states about rolling this out elsewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. Ground Swell, so we started with a trial of this program in New South Wales, and we're already starting conversations with organisations nationally and looking at other states to roll it out, because tourism's a great way to, you know, get both visitors and residents, because, you know, visiting friends and relatives is a big part of tourism as well, engaged. Okay, excellent, thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much to Jenny Lee, because it's really inspiring just to know that, you know, we pick up litter but it actually collectivises and data gets collected and we actually do something about where the litter is coming from. So going back to destination is a really important thing, and being responsible in Australia for our litter so that we don't send it off for processing to Asia, and then it can float right back and be a problem for us and a second time round. So this has been a terrific series of sessions, and we've got more tomorrow on community partnerships, and it's the way really that we all need to operate to accelerate our impact. So thanks very much, and hope to see most of you tonight. And thank you so much for those who've been online today.